Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video I wanted to talk a little bit about whether it's possible to play Legends free to play and some tips on how to play Legends as someone who's been playing free to play for a very long time. Now I just want to preface this by saying that I think for a lot of players you have to understand that if you play free to play in Legends, which is a PvP game, you're going to be at a natural disadvantage to players who don't. One of the first and most important tips that I can give you as a player is in terms of banners. As a free-to-play, you have to be very careful about which banners you invest in your DB Legends career. Most times as a free-to-play, you're targeting the Legends Festival banners and you're targeting the Anniversary banners. There are also some once-off banners like New Year Rising banners that represent great advantage, but generally speaking you are trying to avoid, for the most part, any banner in between Legends Fest and the Anniversary. And the reason for this is its value on the banners. You get a ton of value at Legends Fest and at Anniversary, and getting this value makes it a lot easier for you to stay competitive for longer periods of time. Also understand, as a second tip, ultra banners are not your friends. You don't want to summon on ultra banners. Ultra banners do not help you. They are not banners that you want to participate in. As a free-to-play player, it's not something you want to do. Just avoid ultra banners as much as you can. The next tip that I can give you for playing as a free-to-play, and in terms of understanding, is you have to grind. If you're going to play this game free to play, you can't just log on and do one thing once a week. You have to participate in raids, you have to participate in events, you have to get as many chrono crystals as you can. The game is fairly generous with chrono crystals, but if you're going to avoid buying them, especially if you're going to try and maximize, like to be competitive in PvP, you are going to have to pretty much grind every available chrono crystal you can. It seems a lot more tedious than it is. A lot of the times it's just doing the raid 3 times a day or participating in things like PvP or Hyperdimensional Co-op. Most times it's not something that's too hard, but you do just have to participate in these things. It's one of the few ways that you can grind chrono crystals. You have to maximize those free-to-play chrono crystals if you're going to stay competitive. Then of course we talk about actual units and teams. Most times you're not going to have a lot of competitive teams. So if you look at players who spend money, most times they're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6 teams at any given time. Chances are, as a free to play, you're going to have to focus on keeping 2 to 3 teams relevant throughout the year. A lot of the times these are very simple headline banner teams, things like sagas from movies, Fusion Warriors, GT, Future, categories that get buffed fairly frequently and most times are obviously beneficial. Remember, you need stats on units. That's why a lot of top players have high star units, because there's about a 15% differential in stats. It's important that you do that. On top of that as well, equipment, arts boosting, all of that is absolutely critical to you being competitive. In terms of actual PvP, be prepared to cycle through seasons. After Legends Fest, after Anniversary, you'll remain competitive for 2 to 3 months, fairly competitive. And then as new units enter the meta and they finally usually counter the Anniversary units or the Fest units about 3 months after, then you'll start to dip out. So you will go through flows.